Howdy, homies, and welcome to the Sunday edition of the Backdoor Cover Podcast. My name is Saxy, and I, for one, welcome our new Steelers overlords. Helping me find some value this morning on that, it's a man who definitely is still not bitter about Dak not winning the 2023 MVP. Not to mention, I like him more than Aaron Rodgers likes Aaron Lazard. It's Eggburger. Egg. What's going on? Alan Lazard, I fucked that. How are you?
I'm good, Saxy. Good morning. How you doing? Yeah, I'm just laughing because on the intro there, you had the video of the play where Zeke Elliott was playing center and just got bulldozed.
Yeah, there's a lot of high production value, obviously, on the visual version of this show, and catching the intro with that singular play, that kind of in certain ways embodies one aspect of the Cowboys that you get, right?
Yeah, that was something. I mean, there's not much else to say, but that was certainly something.
Well, I try to also, pay homage to the good as well. On the midweek show, we do have the Jason Witten helmetless,
Right,
image, which I think speaks more to, the greatness of the Cowboys. Right?
right. Yeah, that's one of my all-time favorite plays.
Exactly. That one's a real good. Well, okay, Egg. The holidays are upon us. How well prepared do you feel right now for the holidays?
Um, not so much prepared. My wife takes
Okay.
care of most of that stuff. She
Oh,
she was down in the basement wrapping a bunch of gifts yesterday while I was sitting here playing Indiana Jones. Um, so
very good. Wow, that sounds great. Was that on Steam Deck or were you playing on the PC?
I was playing on the Xbox. We actually had a
Whoa.
pretty funny interaction while this was happening because a package was
Ooh.
delivered and she was like, she looked on the Ring camera and she's like, "Please be Amazon." She goes, "Oh, it's just some random person." And I was like, "Isn't that Amazon?" And she goes, "I don't know. Go check." And I said, "You go check." And she said, "I'm doing something. You're doing nothing." And I said, "Excuse me. I'm protecting history from the Nazis."
Yeah, seriously, and we needed you to do that. I can't understand how your wife doesn't understand that playing as Indiana Jones is very important. We need you to be saving the history from Nazis. All right. Well, regardless, I need to ask you about something that is a little bit what's the word? Maybe overwhelming in your area. I don't know what's going on. Have you seen these lights in New Jersey? Because I know you're in
Oh
that area.
man, yeah, the drones.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
drones.
they're
You're
drone.
100%. They're
Oh
drones.
yeah, I downloaded a flight radar just to be sure. So whenever I think I see a drone, I pull up this flight radar, and if there's no
Okay.
plane in the area, it's a drone. And the Homeland Security is trying to gaslight us, saying they're manned aircrafts. They're not. They're drones. They're everywhere, and we don't really know why. We don't know what's going on. But yeah, I'm certain. I mean, I'm sure some of the sightings that are reported are airplanes. But like I said, I downloaded that Flight Radar app, and the Flight Radar app's pretty cool. It shows all the planes in the area. You click on a plane, it tells you what kind of plane it is, where it's coming from, where it's going. Shows the flight map. It's pretty cool. But it doesn't show the drones. And
It does. Okay.
yeah,
So
they're
so so wait. So if you're saying that it doesn't show the drones, doesn't that mean, you know, there's a chance that it could be
yeah.
something else, right?
Yeah. Did you ever get paid out from your bet?
No, not yet. Still waiting. I mean,
Uh,
they were not necessarily the greatest partner that we've ever had, or at least reliable sports book, as far as you're concerned. Given that they're based in the Virgin Islands, but
uh,
no. This is Egg is making reference to a bet that I made forever ago about the fact that I believe that what was it? Aliens. There was some recent activity, and it was either attributed to other countries or aliens,
right.
and I bet on aliens, and I think that it's still processing.
Abe
There's
Abe is in the chat saying it's aliens. So what?
I,
From what I know about Abe, he's a smart guy.
hey, listen, he's an honest man too. We know Abe. He's an honest man. We know him personally in the book club very deeply. So good. Overall, I mean, I'm happy to see it be if it was aliens. Would you be concerned if it was alien? I mean, you think it's some humans with some like bad intentions in mind, or is it just spying? What do you? I mean, what do you think is even happening?
I who the heck knows? Like it seems like it's somebody with bad intentions. My wife's best friend's husband is a aviation attorney and a pilot, and
Oh,
he says they're drones. So that's coming from an expert, and he says that there's no way the government doesn't know what they are.
okay. How is like some civilian not like flown their own drone towards it to see what it is? Like
That's
how have we not gotten that yet?
that's kind of what I was thinking, but they could be too high for a hobby drone to get up to. Also, I've read or seen people post that they tried flying their drones, and when they get some kind of close, they lose, kind of like a hit with like an EMP and just lose all power. So I don't know. I don't know.
So wait, so these drones have some like FM signal or some shit like that on them. They can they can I don't know,
Some kind
destabilize other things around them.
some kind of alien technology, I guess.
I'm just saying here, Egg. It's kind of strange. Well, okay, Egg. Let's talk about some things that are actually gambling oriented here. I want to try and dig into your brain here. We only got 4 weeks left of football to the playoffs. It's been a hell of a ride this season, as tends to be the case. But what is normally the case here, truly, is that the more data that's out there, the more difficult it can be to find some value. So there are all kinds of phrases we throw around regarding the NFL. You are what your record says you are. Good teams win, great teams cover. Never trust a Raiders fan. Are there any tenants that you're looking at this time of year?
Uh, yeah, I don't know if there's any sayings like that I hold completely to my heart, but like you said, it gets tougher this time of year. If you're not making money the first few weeks of the NFL season, you're probably going to be in trouble, because those are the easiest quote unquote weeks to beat the books. As you saw, Arch was unbelievable those first 3 weeks, and now he's I think his NFL model, he's down now, I think, on the season. So those first few weeks are really where you need to strike. Luckily, I had a good week last week, so hopefully we have another good one here. But it does get tougher, as you see with my props. The first half of the season, I was posting 10-ish props a week. Now I'm down to 3 or 4, maybe 5 that I really like.
Yeah, I mean that is just a matter of the fact that the value dries up. It feels like there's agreement, generally speaking. I mean, and as we know, it doesn't make sense to eat the chalk. It almost feels like there's a bit of value taking some of the wackadoodle bets that I love. Are you? What markets do you find yourself betting most this time of year, or gravitating towards at least?
Um, right now, I'm kind of just mostly looking at quarterback props,
Got it.
and then trying to find some value on my anytime touchdowns as well.
Got it. Well, there's, oh boy, wow. Abe chiming in here. That's what Abe had heard. That Arch's model is pathetic now. What a dullard. Wow.
Oh
These are
man,
some
throwing
strong
shots.
words. Some real strong words from Abe, just coming into the chat here. My goodness, he must really have something out against Arch. Regardless, all right, Egg. Let me quick. Or sorry, before we derail and get to ad reads and making our picks here, other than like quarterback props, are there any specific markets within quarterback props that you feel confident in? I mean, defenses win championships, that kind of thing. You think defenses, right now are really where games get won and lost. There may be some value on that side of or betting against human achievement, against quarterback play, things like that. Do you regularly bet against quarterback play, or do you find yourself more trying to find your spots where defense is going to kind of let the team down?
Well, generally, I like betting against human achievement. I was blind betting quarterback anytime interceptions at plus money for the first half of the season, and then that kind of dried up on me. But the couple quarterback props I have today are actually overs. So let's hope they come through for us.
Got it. Rooting for human achievement. Well, you're not going to be happy because I'm going to be rooting for a quarterback today. And that quarterback, maybe one who we have rooted for in the past, maybe one that we have found some plus lines on in the past. And I found some plus lines on this morning. Maybe a quarterback who's playing against your Cowboys this Sunday. Egg, how would you feel about or how do you read the tea leaves for a cowboy or for a cowboy for a quarterback? How do you like actually find your value or think like critically about where you're betting on a weekly basis?
I usually look at trends, what they've done the last, 5 to 10 games or so, plus what the defense has given up. You're alluding to Bryce Young here, and we hit the big I hit the big Bryce Young ladder last year, which I was super proud of. But that was more betting against the Packers defense, the Packers defensive coordinator, than anything else. And we hit it again with Dak Prescott against them in the playoffs. So, but I think he's a linebackers coach now somewhere. So he's
Okay,
we can't quite do that again. But yeah,
no value there.
that was what I was really looking at last year when we hit that Bryce Young ladder.
Got it. Like coaching or lack thereof.
Yes, yes.
Very good. Well, if you want some coaching and certainly not a lack of coaching, it's time to talk about the book club. Book club is our private Discord server that is chock full of bets, memes, and plays every day. If you want to check out the book club, get some more content, we now have a free tier. That's right. For free, you can join the Patreon, get our podcast uploads, full uploads throughout the week. From there, we got individualized racing cards for sale once in a while, some other picks here and there from Speedway Steve 2 and other stuff, so you can get a taste of the action. Finally, you can get full access for $25 a month. With the full access, you'll catch all the NFL, MLB, golf, UFC, darts, WNBA, competitive eating, props, all kinds of fun shit that we're finding value on every day. All you have to do is head on over to thedgens.net. You can get even more content for free from the Patreon without even paying a penny. That's THEDEGENS.net for even more betting action today. All righty, Egg. Let's get to it. Let's get to betting some games. What are you looking at going into this Sunday?
The first prop I have for you, we're looking at Patrick Mahomes. We're going Patrick Mahomes over 35.5 pass attempts. I got that at minus 125 over at, I'm sorry, 34.5 over 34.5 pass attempts. I got that minus 125 over at ESPN. He's gone over this 6 of the last 7 games, and the line has moved to, I think, 4. We're at -4 now on the Chiefs. So that shows that it should be a close game, and the Chiefs have played nothing but close games this year. So I expect Mahomes to be slinging it all day, and let's get to that at least 35 pass attempts.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at oh yeah, I see 34s here. Looks like both some mixes of 34s, and looks like FanDuel's actually moved up to 35. Bet Rivers up to 35, so it looks like you got the right
35 is
side.
okay. 35 and a half is okay too if that's all you can get.
And this is just the attempts. Yeah, there's been something up with the Chiefs right now, and those Cleveland Browns. I mean, it is truly Harvey Dent who plays quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Every time he drops back to pass, you don't know what you're gonna get. It is truly the coin flip of of life in Jameis, which you gotta love. This line at 4.5. What does that make you feel like? Do you have any inklings about this? I mean, we've talked forever about how the Chiefs have kind of snuck their way past a lot of teams here. This is a team they reasonably should take care of business against. However, at 4.5, it seems like Vegas is also not trusting the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. It's probably going to come down to Jameis. We say that we get good Jameis and bad Jameis just about every game. So I guess it depends on how much good Jameis we get, and I'm not running to the window on this one, but I think I would lean towards taking the points with the Browns. Just the way that the Chiefs have gone recently, they probably win by a field goal. So I would go ahead and take that 4.5 if I could.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the exact same way with you there, especially at home. Weird outdoor AFC North team kind of this time of year. They can play some ugly football. Some deeply under 40 stuff. Yeah, it looks like the total in that one is like 41 and a half. That feels pretty right there, if you ask me. All right, you got anything else in this one? You want to go to a different game?
I do have a bone to pick in this game. I was
Oh,
talking about it on our midweek show that I was going to be looking at David Njoku numbers because he's been killing it since Jameis has taken over, but these cowards still have not put up Joku numbers. No reception
what?
totals, no reception yards. I can't find them anywhere. I'm looking, on BetStamp right now, and there's nothing on Njoku. So cowards.
I'm cowards for real. I'm actually looking through this right now myself. Yeah, I don't see anything in Colorado either. This is insane. How dare they?
Yeah.
How dare they? Well, have you experienced this, with specific players, anything like this in the past where, the Vegas just simply doesn't want to be in the market for David Njoku right now?
No, nothing comes to mind, but I'm sure it's happened. I'm sure it has.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously, if any lines come out here late, do you expect to see some late lines come in to find and have some stuff to bet on in that eventually?
I do expect them to pop eventually, but I have a feeling they're going to probably be too high for me to get excited about. I think that's kind of what the traders are kind of thinking right now, that they know what I know, that he's been killing it. So I have a feeling that they're going to try to make it high and get people still try to bet it, and I don't know. I'll have to see what they are, but I have a feeling they're going to be too high for me to bet the overs. So, and the way he's been playing, I don't even know if I would bet the under either.
Got it. Is there any value then in looking at like something like maybe even the touchdown market is even available in the touchdown market, something like that?
That could be something. He was in our round robin last week, and he scored for us. I'm looking now. Looks like the best you can get on a touchdown at plus 260 over at 365 and ESPN. That could be worth a sprinkle.
Yeah, I mean that feels that feels kind of reasonable, but I don't know if that's I mean, at that plus 200 and stuff number. God, it's kind of tough. It's kind of
Yeah.
it feels like there's not a ton of value there. Especially in a game that could be very ugly again and low scoring.
Right.
However, tight ends tend to eat there, so I don't hate that. I don't hate it. All right, Egg, what else are you looking at this Sunday?
Our next quarterback, we're going to kind of an ugly one. We're going to the New England Patriots, and we're going Drake May. We're going over 248 and a half pass plus rush yards. I got that minus 110 over at Bet 365. He's gone. Oh, he's May has started and completed 7 games this year, and he's gone over this number 5 times. And the Patriots are coming off a bye, so I expect them to be pretty sharp. The Cardinals, Arch has been saying the Cardinals stink. So let's hope Archer's right and the Cardinals stink and Drake May is able to get it done in the air and on the ground.
There you go. And what did you say that number was that you were betting it at?
I got sorry, 248 and a half pass plus
Yeah.
rush. I got that minus 110 over at Bet 365.
Hell yeah, yeah, that is still out there. Love it. I can get behind that. This Cardinals team, I pounded the table for them, I don't know, like 4 weeks ago, and then they decided to absolutely take a dookie in their pants. So, it has been disappointing for me who kind of had some confidence in these Redbird squad, but yeah, I can get behind the idea that Drake May is going to look decent against them because certainly many teams have.
Right, right. That's the hope. So hopefully, Drake May gets it done for us, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at the Patriots plus a 6.5, it looks like you can find over at FanDuel out here in Colorado. Is that any value for you? You got any interest in that, or you staying away from sides here?
Yeah, I do. I would lean to taking the points in that one as well, and maybe even a sprinkle on the Pats money line.
Ooh, yeah, that's okay. That's a plus 225 right now. See, okay. Pat's money line, that feels like a little bit more sprinkleable, a little more value on the sprinkle there than it does the Njoku touchdown for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I have some problems above my shoulders here regarding this, but alrighty. Egg, what else you looking at this Sunday?
Yeah, no one more that I posted in the book club last night. Miami, Jonnu Smith. We're going under 46 and a half receiving yards, minus 115 over at DraftKings.
Ooh.
I like Jonnu Smith. He scored for us in that round robin last week, just like Njoku, a couple tight ends for us. But he didn't catch a single pass until overtime, and he caught 3 passes in overtime plus the plus the game winning touchdown. And the Texans are pretty good against tight ends. They don't allow a lot of receptions to tight ends. So I'm going with the under on Jonnu Smith receiving yards.
Yeah, absolutely. It even looks like some books have moved down to 44 and a half. So I think that there's absolutely some value there. Love that. I think that everyone was a big fan of Johnu Smith, like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. It's kind of like when I started hopping on the Cardinals. And then since then, he's a little bit dropped off, I would say. So I can fully see that under happening right there, being used more in short yard situation and not converting there. Love it. All right, Egg. You still got some more stuff for the folks out here? Or?
I got one more. And you're gonna love it. You're
Oh
gonna
boy.
love it.
Okay, I love my wackadoodles.
It's a kicker. It's a kicker prop, and it's
Yes.
a line that doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay.
We're going Steelers Eagles. Steelers to have the longest field goal plus 105 over at DraftKings. This,
Oh,
Boswell's been killing it. Boswell's been awesome. He's overtaken the lead league in points over Brandon Aubrey a few weeks ago, and he has not given it up. He is, I think, 11 out of 12 from 50 plus yards this year. On the other side, we've been saying it pretty much, all season that seems like Jake Elliott's washed. Jake Elliott is 0 for 5 from 50 plus. And I don't think they trust him from 50 plus. And when they're in that range, and in 4th 1 and 4th 2, the Eagles are going for it a lot of the time. So I don't understand why we're getting plus money on the Steelers to have the longest field goal, but I like it. Plus 105 at DraftKings. I bet that this morning.
yeah. That sounds fantastic. I love that one. In fact, that doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe they're just thinking that the Steelers are going to be in positions where they have to score touchdowns, where they have to. But
Possibly.
for goodness sakes, the Steelers have been in so many just like, like 18-15 field goal matchup kind of style shit like this entire season. I can't imagine. I that is absolutely impossible. That number is where it's at. It is at least on the plus money side. That feels like insane value. I love that so much, and that's going to be an interesting game. Overall, what's your breakdown of this Steelers Eagles matchup?
The battle of Philadelphia here, or a battle of Pennsylvania rather. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, I don't know what's the line. What the line you got right now?
Right now, you can catch Steelers plus 5.5 on the road against the Eagles.
That 5.5 is kind of no man's land kind of number
Mhm.
right there. That's I don't know. I'm a sucker for taking points, so I kind of would lean taking the points there. I think the Eagles probably win, and we kind of for your Steelers under 11.5 wins, we would like the Eagles to take this one.
Yeah, we can kind of, I guess, middle a little bit, if you will. If we take the Steelers plus those points, still have an opportunity for them to cover, get under the 11.5 wins. It is a tough one. You're totally right. This is no man's land at the 5.5. I wonder if we're going to get any chiming in from the peanut gallery here
Yeah, Abe
today
Abe is
about
pretty
about
good with
about whether or
those.
not.
With Abe is pretty good with those weird lines, right?
Exactly, right in that neck of the woods. So I wonder if we may have some extra insights to come through here. I think, yeah, gun to my head, I will probably bet the Eagles minus the 5.5. That's gun to my head though, and lucky for me, there's no guns in my household right now, so I don't have to worry about it. I can instead look at some other games. So, Egg, is it all right if I switch gears? I have kind of three different levels of interestingness in games that I'm kind of like looking at, and I would like to start at the very boringest place that we can. Is that all right?
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's
All right.
let's stop boring and get more excited as we go.
Exactly. This is the way to do it. So we're gonna start with the Bengals at the Titans. All right. This is one. I'm sure everyone's TVs are going to be set to this game. Not actually. These are two struggling teams here, but there's a bit of a commonality. And I'm sorry to say this, which is kind of going to be denigrating your Cowboys a little bit, but the Bengals have found ways to win against teams that are bad, except for week one against the Patriots, which should have been an ominous sign of what was to come with those Bengals. Anywho, I'd characterize this Titans team as a bad team. And I am not betting that they're, the kind of blind squirrel finding a nut today with that plus 5.5. So I am taking the Bengals minus the 5.5. Here, speaking of a 5.5, Eagles win by a touchdown. I hate the 5.5. It smells.
Abe, see, I told you, Abe's all about those 5.5s.
I know. Well, let's see if we can get Abe to pop back in, give us an idea of the Bengals Titans if he's got any 5.5 thoughts there. What do you got in this one? Anything you like or any thoughts on this?
Bengals Titans, no, no, no. I got nothing going on in that game. But yeah, I'll be rooting for you for sure.
There we go. All right. Here's one that I think it's going to be a tough one to root for anyone on this side because it is the Broncos and the Colts. We love our guy Phil. Love those Colts and Broncos. I kind of have some futures on that team here, so I would like to see the Broncos win. Regardless, this is one of the kind of big, interesting matchups between two teams that are vying for AFC playoff seeding. If the Colts are going to have any chance of making it, this is the easiest way to attempt to control their own fate. Not to mention, Broncos do have a bit of a tougher schedule coming up, so this could be exactly what the Colts need to make a move. Now, this line has been a little bit all over the place as I was looking at it this morning trying to bet it. There was a minus 3.5 at minus 122 on Denver at FanDuel. There's a minus 4 at minus 115 at most books. Then there were some 4.5s out there at minus 105. So, and that was pretty much across the board. So even that, and this is coming after a Colts bye. Regardless, I am drinking the water in Denver, and I am going to be betting the hometown Denver Ponies. It is perhaps the plus 400 rookie of the year bet that I put on Bo Nix a month back that's fueling this Broncos fire. But regardless, I think the Broncos defense is going to be problematic for Anthony Richardson, who's had more multiple interception games than he's had multiple touchdown games this season. So I'm backing my good guy, Own MD's Broncos here. And on top of that, I am going to be risking to win a unit on Anthony Richardson, 2+ interceptions at plus 320. This defense for the Broncos has been looking solid. I think that you can get Anthony Richardson kind of has some throwaway interceptions periodically in his career. A little bit arm punt kind of stuff going on. I think maybe we get a little bit of that action today. I think the Broncos are going to be a problem for Richardson passing even after a bye. So I'm taking both Broncos minus the 3.5. I hate the chalk on that one. And then Richardson 2+ interceptions at plus 320 B365. Egg, any thoughts on these guys?
Yeah, I loved Richardson 2+ interceptions. I love rooting for guys to throw picks, and I do like the Broncos here. I like the Broncos. Bo Nix, that's a great number you got in the plus 400. I'm sure he's probably the favorite by this point, and he's really re-energized this team, and he's been playing really well. I didn't really see it coming, but more power to him. I got him starting in my fantasy lineup today in the playoffs. So
Ooh.
hopefully he has a great game for us.
Absolutely. Well, and actually, that is an interesting conversation. I wish that I had dropped this on a pod like about a month back about the Bo Nix when he was plus 400. Right now, here's the deal: it's plus 230 if you want to catch it at FanDuel or DK. The problem, Jaden Daniels is the front runner, which best line minus 250. Now, some other things that were minus 250 in the NFL and future related: the Vikings to be the fourth overall team in the NFC North at the end of the season. That's not going to happen. So minus 250 ain't just a lock, especially in the futures market here, Egg. Commanders coming off of a bye have a chance to, I don't know, nosedive. And if so, it would maybe only take a couple of bad performances with Bo Nix looking, I don't know, competent against some more tough opponents over the next few weeks. I don't know. It could set up. There maybe is a little bit of value on that plus 230. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think there's some value there. I wish I was on that plus 400 with you, but Jaden Daniels has been kind of going. These are two quarterbacks going in opposite directions. It seems like Jaden Daniels has started off hot, and he's struggled lately. And Bo Nix didn't start to start the season, but once he's been in there, he's been really good. And I feel like if you finish the season strong, that's what the voters remember more. They don't remember you coming out of the gate and playing great for the first 4 or 5 weeks. They remember the last 4 or 5 weeks. So if Bo Nix keeps going the way he's going, and like you said, if Daniels stumbles a little bit, that'll be a nice hit for you.
I think so. And I think there's still a little bit of value out there at the plus 230 right now. I mean, I think that's where I dropped a full unit on the plus 400, but I think that even at the plus 230, there's like risk to win a unit, that kind of a thing on this guy, even risk to win a half unit. I think it's at least worth a look or a sprinkle on the Bo Nix offensive rookie of the year odds. Alrighty, Egg. I told you we were going to talk about this one game. This is the last game I got.
Oh, here we go.
I know. I apologized in advance in the pre-show, and now I am. I hate to do this, but it's a head scratcher, that Cowboys matchup. You're alluding to it with your tagline right here. Cowboys getting 3 points on the road against Carolina. Now, it does look like it's moved to 2.5 nearly across the board. Looks like Cowboys fans woke up this morning and thought the same thing that you were. I see you got the star on, both the shirt and the hat. But the Panthers, seemingly rightfully, not been favored in a single game this season. In fact, the last game the Panthers were favored in was December 18th of 2022, when they were led in a losing effort by Sam Darnold against Mitch Trubisky. This is history. Good teams win and great teams cover. My God, the Panthers have not been a good team for a long time. The last time they covered a spread where they were favored, Egg, September 23rd, 2021. Against a Texans team where Davis Mills was playing quarterback. All of this is to say something here stinks. Last week, we were saying this about the Rams being only a 3.5 point dog. That was odd. This one feels odd as well. I think today, blind squirrel finds a nut, but more, I think it's going to be a Bryce Young day. In fact, I'm going to take a page out of the book of the Bryce Young ladder, and I think that we're going to roll that one back out. So here's what I found. Here's a little bit more stats on this. Bryce Young hasn't had 2 touchdown games since October. He's averaged over 250 yards, though, over his last 3 games. Not to mention, Cowboys defense has been allowing passers to succeed, allowing an average of over 250 yards themselves over the last 4, and only preventing under 250 against Drew Lock and the New York Giants. So Here's what we're betting today. Bryce Young over 1.5 touchdowns is at plus 154. That was over at DK. You got over 224.5 passing yards at plus 155. Over 249.5 passing yards at plus 300. And over 299.5. That's 300 passing yards basically. Plus, that is 11-1 on that. That's very sprinkle right there. That's like betting lunch money to make dinner money. So that's what I like to think of that last one. Honestly, this feels like a decent way to insulate oneself against pain and torture. Egg, I'm just throwing those numbers out to you to maybe entice you a little bit. What do you think here?
Well, it is a weird line. I was very surprised that the Cowboys are underdogs, but the Panthers have been playing well lately. The Cowboys lost in embarrassing fashion last week. Just this week they lost Overshone for the season. They lost Trayvon Diggs for the season. Last week was the first time their top three cornerbacks have played in a game since like week 3 last year or something like that, and it's the last time the top three cornerbacks are going to play together in a game for the rest of the season. So, yeah, it's I, I don't I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss for words here, Saxy. I don't hate it. Could we hit the two successful Bryce Young ladders in the history of Bryce Young's career? Is that possible? Could we hit?
It's
Could we do it? Could we do it again? Can lightning strike twice?
that is pretty much what we are asking right here is for Lightning to strike twice. But I mean, the thing is, Carolina has seemingly improved over the season. Bryce Young does
Yes.
not look as broken as he did earlier. In fact, I was kind of looking historically back through Bryce Young's career, and everything it appears to, if you ask me, it all got derailed. He had a 3 interception game against Indianapolis, the Colts. In fact, last season, it seems like after that, that was where it kind of fell off for him. His confidence got shot. Things were wrong. It wasn't good. It seems like he's actually playing with a little bit of that confidence back right now. I'm just saying, Egg. There's some plus lines that if things come out to hurt you this Sunday, there's a way to find a little bit of value on it.
Yeah, a little good little emotional hedge, like you like to
Emotional.
say. And,
Exactly.
and
Listen, it's an emotional middle. It's an emotional middle. Listen, we're not betting outright losing for the Cowboys right now. We're not betting that. We're just betting the Cowboys defense is gonna have trouble. That's all.
they've
That's all.
and they've had trouble for most of the season. So and
Yeah.
with Diggs out and Overshone out, yeah, I don't hate it. And the Panthers have been playing better the last 3 weeks or so. They probably should have beat the Chiefs. They haven't. They've definitely improved. And you know what? You said 2+ touchdowns for Bryce Young. Let's hope one of them is to Adam Thielen because he's in our anytime touchdown round robin.
See, Egg. I know that you say it's hard to bet against your Cowboys, but I mean, let's be real here. That was a little bit of what that action is right there, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit, but
A little bit.
yeah.
Hey, listen, defense maybe has a little bit of trouble. Maybe a big Bryce Young game. Hey, Cowboys win 30-24. How about that?
I'll take it. I'll take it with the Bryce Young throwing 2 touchdowns and throwing for 300 yards. Why not?
There we go. Exactly. That's what we're looking at. All right. Egg, you got any more bets you want to give out to the listenership this morning?
That's all. That's all I got right now, man.
Very good. Well, if you want to catch any more of those picks, what you got to do is join us in the book club. But homies, that's all we got for you this morning. So follow us on the podcast on our X at Backdoor Cover X, where we got all kinds of small sneak peeks of the book club throughout the week. Catch us on Twitch or on YouTube at Backdoor Bets. You can join the book club at thedgens.net. Until next week, you stay classy, muchachos.